Hey folks, how you doing today? Let me get some light on the matter. This is the continuing series of true road trips I've gone on in my life. This one is in 1979. This is a trip cross country, the first of 3 trips cross countries that were planned, but the first of 2 trips that were actually done. This is with a friend of mine, Billy, my best traveling companion. We went on a lot of incredible road trips. I plan to tell you about all of them if I can, if I live so long. This was a motorcycle road trip. However, we had about 3.5 weeks. The trip actually took about 4.5 weeks. This one I have a map in front of me. So we put our bikes on a trailer that we borrowed. We take off from Boston. I had Billy had a Honda 750. I had a Kawasaki 750 2-stroke called an H2 at the time, which was basically a crotch rocket. I had really customized this bike too. So he had a great Grand Prix, really nice car. So we start from Boston with the bikes in a trailer, kind of start out to the southwest until we pick up Route 70 in Pennsylvania. And we're going across Route 70, and basically what Billy and I did was we drank our way across the country. Any town that we would come into, or any new state, I should say, that we would come into, we would try to find the local brewed beer, load up on it, you know, down it, be on our way. I mean, you know, I don't suggest it for kids now. Don't drink and drive. Okay. So we're on Route 70, you know, we're across Ohio, across Indiana. Takes us maybe 2 days, because we drove day and night. And we go to Kansas City in Kansas. In fact, the line was like the next street over. Visit my friend Rob, who lived there. So that was kind of cool. Then we keep on going, until we get into Colorado, and we go to Boulder, Colorado. Now, at the time, I worked for an astronomy magazine, and through connections with the magazine, I set it up so that we could park our car in our trailer and take off on our bikes at the High Altitude Observatory in Boulder, just outside of Boulder. So we spent like 2 days in Boulder, you know, got rid of the car and the trailer immediately, went to a motel, you know, ate some great Mexican meals, did some good trout fishing, met some nice people in Boulder too. It was really, really nice. And then from Boulder, we took off west, all now back roads on the bike, into Utah, and into, I think it was Monument National Park. I think it was Monument National Park. And I'm telling you, there was a moment, we're on the bikes, now we've been riding for just a day actually, and it was just perfect. Everything was perfect, you know, and all of a sudden, to our right, it's just him and me on the road. There's like a herd of antelope that come out of nowhere, running beside our bike. We slow down, we're really looking at them, and they just crossed the road right in front of us like a stream, you know. It was really, really, really beautiful. Found a wonderful place to camp that day. This was like a half camping trip, half motel trip. So, that was really nice. And so from there we head up into Wyoming, straight up, and on long trips like this, the only reservations I would make would be at a spot that was like what we would think would be the middle of the trip, so that we had a destination to go to and a turnaround point to start coming home. Well, on this one, it was at Mammoth Hot Springs in Yellowstone National Park. So we go through Jackson, we're going north, and through Yellowstone, and Mammoth Hot Springs is at the top of Yellowstone, and we make our way up there, and we're camping along the way, and really beautiful, found beautiful camp spots. Camp at Mammoth Hot Springs for we had a cabin, I should say, at Mammoth Hot Springs for 4 days, and we would tool around Yellowstone every day and go trout fishing and go swimming in the hot springs. And so it's the 4th day, it's time to leave, and everyone said, oh no, you'll never find a place to stay in Yellowstone unless you have reservations. And I said, I don't want to leave here. Like, I want to stay a couple more days. And we found a cabin at Roosevelt for 2 more nights. It was spectacular. We went to this is really cool, we went to an all-you-can-eat family sort of shindig sort of thing. And it was barbecue. Man, I can eat a lot of barbecue, so I eat until I can barely get on my motorcycle. And we take off to go back to our cabin, which was about 40-50 miles away. And I'm riding down the road. I don't have a shield on. I'm telling you, a bug like that big flies into my mouth, and I'm like just ready to spoo it over the side of my bike while I'm riding. And I'm like, don't spoo that meal. Don't spoo that meal. It was expensive. Don't lose it. Didn't lose it. Down the bug, and well, back to the cabin. So then from Yellowstone, we head south, and we found a cabin at Jackson Lake Lodge. Surprisingly, I was surprised about that too. We had a spectacular meal. They have a huge glass, or at the time, a huge glass wall where you eat, overlooking the Tetons, and there was a thunderstorm coming in, striking the top of the Tetons, and oh, it was spectacular. So then from there, we took our time. We biked back through Wyoming, sort of in the middle of Wyoming, to Casper, and then down all back roads, back down to Boulder. And that was like a 2.5 week loop, maybe 3 week loop. It was going longer than it was supposed to. Hop in the car. We go, let's go up to South Dakota, and let's go to see Mount Rushmore. So we're in the car now, so we're driving straight right to Custer. We get a cheap motel. That night at about 4 o'clock, I get woken up by smashing glass. There was a hailstorm going on. With hail, I'm not kidding you, it was hailstones like bigger than golf balls, not quite as big as baseballs, that completely destroyed all the glass in the motel. Most of the glass on my friend's car, divoted his car so it was totaled. It could drive and everything, but it was totaled, and ruined his motorcycle. My motorcycle is made out of it's made out of almost concrete, so there wasn't my turn signals and stuff, and my headlight got smashed. His was just pummeled. It looked like dimples all over his car. So instead of going to Mount Rushmore, we had to get the glass in the car replaced so we could drive home. And then we basically we're almost 3 or 4 days late to get home. So we get on Route 90, which goes right into Boston, believe it or not. So we're tooling it along Route 90 as fast as we can. Basically, right around the Great Lakes, through Milwaukee, right around the Great Lakes, Toledo, Ohio, back into Boston, and just about a week late to work. And it was a great trip. I wish I had more than 10 minutes, because I could really talk about this forever. Well, that was a good one. 2 years later, we went on the second one out to California. I'll try to get to a video to tell you about that one, but I might need 2 videos for that one. So, talk to you guys later.